For a simple, tasty and very fun twist on an Irish coffee, you need to try an iced Irish latte. Let me show you how I make it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd, and like I said, this week I'm making an iced Irish latte, which has become one of my go-tos this summer. Every time it's sunny, pop outside, sit in the sun, have an iced coffee, but sweetened up with a couple of boozy additions, because I've chosen some very nice ingredients to help spice up and spike up my iced coffee. So the creaminess of my iced coffee, rather than being milk, I'm using an Irish cream liqueur, and the cream liqueur I've chosen is the one from Two Stacks. They're a great Irish distillery, or an Irish bonder. They're making some great whiskies, but they've also got a very tasty cream liqueur. I'll put a link to my review up there. I'll put a link down below in the description so you can check that out later. But it's a very, very, very tasty cream liqueur. More tasty than I was expecting it to be. Like, it definitely beats all those cheaper, kind of more generic store brands out of the water, because it's a very, very tasty, rich, sweet cream liqueur. I'm also going to be using a little bit of this. It's a cold brew coffee liqueur from the Garden County Distillery. They're a new operation in Ireland. They use, I think, their kind of neutral grain spirit. It's like a puchy, and it's like a distilled spirit. And they mix that with a bit of sugar and some small batch roasted coffee to give a nice bit of extra flavor, because this comes in at 17%, this liqueur comes in at 20%, so by combining the two, you're going to get a little bit more booze, like it's about equivalent of one standard drink, without overpowering your drink with all that creaminess from the cream liqueur. You're still going to get a nice bit of strength, a bit of coffee, and a little bit of sweetness from the cold brew liqueur. You can use whatever cold brew coffee liqueur you want. If you want to use something like Kahlua or something like Tia Maria, you can. For me, they're a little bit too sweet. Like, I don't even add sugar to my coffee at the best of times. So for me, those were a little bit too sweet. So this one here, it just has enough sugar to not be bitter, and so that's why I've chosen it. But if you want something a bit sweeter, if you've got a sweet tooth, you can of course use something like Kahlua or Tia Maria to get yourself that bit of extra sugar. And I've also got myself a little bit of cold brew coffee, about 100 ml of cold brew coffee. Made that about an hour ago, about 2 hours ago, popped it in the fridge, let it get cold so I can pour it into my cocktail and be ready to go. So let's not waste any more time, let's make our drink. It is a simple drink, it's a summer drink, you want it to be simple. So we're just going to get a simple highball filled mostly with some ice and pour in our 100 ml of nice cold coffee into there, just like that, straight and simple. And then we're going to measure in our ingredients. We're going to go in with about an ounce, about 30 ml of each of our two ingredients into there. Like I said, you can go in with a different coffee liqueur if you want. I'm using this one from the Garden County Distillery. Very tasty, as you can see, quite rich. It has a very nice kind of coffee flavor, but like I said, just enough sugar to not be bitter, to not be something you don't want to add to your drink. So just in there like that. And then our cream liqueur. I like adding the cream liqueur at the end, so it sinks down. It has that nice kind of visual appeal to it. So again, we're going to go in with 30 ml, and because that's only 20% and this is only 17%, it's not going to be very strong. It's not going to be overpowering. It's not going to be something that'll knock you on your ass when you want a nice coffee drink. So just going to pour that into there, just like that. Get our straw, give it a quick little mix. And that right there is how I make a very simple but very, very tasty iced Irish latte. Now real quick, before I taste it, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put out whiskey reviews on Wednesdays, I put out cocktail recipes on Fridays, so if you want to see more, make sure you hit subscribe. Cheers. Oh, that is delightful. It is not overly sweet, and that's something I really look for in my iced coffees. Like I said, I don't add sugar to my cocktail and my coffee at the best of time. So using something that's nice and rich and quite sweet, paired with something that's a little bit less sweet, a little bit more flavor of that coffee coming through, really gives you something that, at least for me, matches my palate fantastic. And that's something I always recommend people do when they're making a cocktail. If you like something a bit boozier, a little bit sweeter, a little bit richer, a little bit softer, always play around with the ingredients to find what you like. If you find that you can't find something like this, but you maybe don't like the Tia Maria, the sweetness of those Kahluas, look around. There are other liqueurs like Mr. Black or things like that that don't have as much sugar, as much flavouring in them, that let you make something very tasty and very coffee forward. It's just a fantastic drink. I do love a nice iced coffee, especially on a sunny day like this one. Definitely gonna pop outside and enjoy this, and I'll see you next time. Sláinte.